Today's story is Painted Skin. The painted skin. It's a Chinese story, and it's about a man who made a mistake. Okay. A long time ago in China, there was a man. And his name was Mr. Wang, and he was a scholar, college professor, scholar who studies and writes papers and publishes. So his name was Professor Wang, and he was a scholar. Yeah. Now, one day, he, in the morning, early morning, he went outside because he wanted to go for a walk. He had a morning stroll. Stroll means leisurely walking. Walking, sorry. You leisurely walk. Stroll, like you stroll in the park. Okay, so he went for a walk, stroll. And when he was walking, he was walking, he saw a woman who was walking in front of him. It was early morning, like 5 o'clock in the morning, and so he was surprised to see a young woman walking early in the morning. So what he did was he walked fast. He speeded up. He quickened his pace. Quickened his pace. His pace. Pace means speed, walking speed. So he walked quickly, and he caught up with her. He caught up with her, and he called her. He said, "Excuse me, miss," he said. And then the woman turned around, and she said, "Yes." She said, "What?" she said. So, Miss Scholar, he said, "Why are you walking so early in the morning?" And then the woman said, "That's none of your business," she said. She said, "So what if I tell you? What can you do about it?" She said, "What's the point of you asking? What's the point of you asking? Why are you asking me that?" And he said, "But why are you walking in the morning so early?" She said, "I am in trouble." She said, "I am in my distress." She said, "I am extremely afraid. I am extremely anxious. I am suffering, and I am in trouble," she said. And so he said, "What can I do? Can I help you? What can I help you?" And she said, "I don't think you can help me." He said, "Where are you going?" She said, "I don't have a place to go, but I have to run away." So he said, "Why are you running away?" She said, "If you ask me, I will tell you." She said, I ran away from a family, not my family, but she said, when I was younger, my parents were very poor and they needed money. So they sold, okay, they sell, yeah? They sold me to a rich family as a, housework or housemaid or something, okay? So she said, my parents were very poor, but also they were very greedy. They wanted money. And so they sold me to a rich family, and I have been working there. But she said, the master, the man in the family, okay, the master loves me. And his wife, my mistress, doesn't like it. And so my mistress hits me, bang, bang, hits me, and she pushes me, and she scolds me. Scold is like, why did you do it that way? Why did you make a mistake? You shouldn't have done that, She scolds me all the time. She hits me, she beats me, and she scolds me. And she said, I don't want to be there, and so I left the family. I'm running away, she said to the scholar, Mr. Wang, Professor Wang. Well, this girl was a young woman. She was about 18 years old, and she was beautiful. So Mr. Wang said, Professor Wang, or the scholar said, well, do you want to come to my house? He said. And she said, I can. And he said, yes, you can come to my house. And so what happened was, Miss Scholar and the woman, the woman had some kind of a bundle means she had some clothes. He took her bundle of clothes. She had her clothes in her in a fabric cloth, and she was carrying it. But now he took it from her, and he carried it, and she followed him to his house. Okay, now this is his house. Okay, but he did not take her to his house. He took her to his study. Study is an office. Office is where, a college professor or scholar reads his books, not his books, but scholar. He reads books and write papers and get ready for his lectures. The place where he studies is called the place where he studies is called a study. So office, his place where he works. But anyway, he took her to his office and not to his house. Okay? So let me write a little bigger. This is his study. The woman came and sat down, and she looked around, and she said, do you live here alone? Do you live here alone? And then the scholar said, yes, nobody comes here. And then the woman said, I like that. That suits me. And so that night, the scholar stayed in the office, and so they slept together. And a few days later, he never went back to his house, but he stayed here, okay? Now, he had a wife. The wife loved her husband. The scholar, after a few days, he didn't come home, but then I guess scholar always stayed in his study all the time, so she did not suspect anything, okay? So the scholar came home a few nights later, and he told her that he had found, or he had met a young woman, and this young woman had a very difficult time as a servant maid, and so she had run away, and he rescued her, and now she is staying in his study. And he explained to her, okay? Now, he told her a story, but it's only half the truth. He didn't tell everything. He just told half the truth. Anyway, he said to her that the woman was there. She said to him, "That's not a good idea. Send her back. Send her back, yeah? Send her back to the family. The family must be looking for her. So send her back. It's not a good idea that the woman stays in your study," she said to him. But he did not listen. He did not listen. The woman stayed in his office for, I don't know how long, maybe for 1 month. Well, one day, Scholar was walking in the marketplace. Marketplace means where people go buy, food and clothes and things like that, market. He met a priest. Buddhist priest, okay? And he met a priest, and the priest said to Scholar, Mr. Wang, priest said, "Oh no, you look strange," he said to him. "You look strange. Something wrong with you? Something wrong with you?" he said to Mr. Wang. Mr. Wang said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Your facial expressions, your atmosphere, your behavior, your actions, the way you walk, there is something wrong with you," he said. "There is something wrong with your demeanor." Demeanor is like the manner, the conduct, the way how you walk, the way how you look, the way how you're behaving. You look very, very strange. Did something happen to you? Well, he thought, maybe there is something wrong with the study, the woman. Maybe there is something wrong with that woman. Maybe he is talking about the woman that I am hiding in my study. But he thought, she's so beautiful. She cannot be an evil demon, evil, bad person, a devil. Cannot be a devil. She's so pretty. So he said, "No, I'm fine," he said. But then the priest said, "Be careful," he said. And so he said, "Nah, I'm okay." He turned around and went home. Now, he came home, and he didn't go to his home. He went to the study, okay? Now let me write the study. I draw a study a little bigger. Okay, this is his study. Okay, and his office or study had a wall. Let's see, a wall. Okay, wall, and there was a gate. There was a gate to the, there was a gate to the house. When he came home, the gate was locked. Okay, it was locked, was closed. He couldn't get in. He thought, I did not lock the gate. And he didn't know how to get in the house, so he walked around and he found a little crack, the wall was broken. And so there was this narrow space where he could just, slip in. And so he came inside, and there was a door to the house. And so he came to the door, and he wanted to open the door. But the door was locked too. It was locked. He thought that was strange. So he walked over and went to the window. He went to the window, but the window was high up there, and so he had to tiptoe to look inside. Tiptoe is like this. Okay, toe. You have to go like this. He had to tiptoe to look inside, okay? Well, when he looked inside the house, he went, he was surprised. He was frightened. What he saw was not a beautiful girl, but he saw a demon. This demon was sitting down. He was sitting down, and he was drawing. He was using a brush to draw on not a piece of paper, but this thing was a human skin. This demon was drawing a beautiful woman, young woman, on a human skin, and this demon, his face was green. He was green, and his teeth were very, very sharp. Teeth were very sharp, and he was drawing a human woman. When the woman, when the demon finished painting, the painting, he picked it up and brushed it, shook it down, and then he or this demon wore it. And then suddenly this demon transformed into a beautiful woman. The scholar was afraid. He was terrified. He was horrified. He said, "Oh no," he thought. He was horrified. He quickly went out of the house and went to the marketplace to look for a Buddhist priest. Okay? He went to the marketplace to look for the priest, but the priest was not there. So he went to a temple. The temple, and finally he found the priest. He said to the priest, "Oh, please help me," he said to the priest. "I have a demon in my house. He was drawing a woman on a human skin, and when she wore it, she changed into a beautiful woman, young woman." He said, "Please help me." And then the priest said, "The demon wants to kill you. The demon wants to have your human heart. Before he's going to come and take your heart, Okay, heart. Take your heart. Take your heart. You need to get rid of her. Get rid of the woman. Or get rid of the devil. He said, I will loan you. I will let you have my magic fly whisk. Fly whisk. Fly whisk is something that the Buddhist priests use when they do a Buddhist ceremony or ritual. I hear. Okay, fly whisk. It looks like this is the handle, and there is this like a hair, lots and lots of hair, and it can be like horse's hair, but it's a tool, something that they use for a Buddhist ceremony or ritual, and it has a magic power, I guess. And so he said, I will loan you, I'll let you have my whisk. You can have my whisk. He said, put this whisk above your bedroom door tonight before you go to bed, so that you will be protected. And then the demon will be afraid of the whisk, and the demon will run away. So I will let you have my whisk, the priest said. So he went home and he said to that woman, his wife, and his wife said, all right, we'll have the whisk above the door tonight. And so this is their house, yeah, and then this is their bedroom, and there is door, and so the scholar and his wife were sleeping at night, but they put the whisk above the door, okay, at 10 o'clock. From the study, the young woman came, and she came to the bedroom, and she looked at the fly whisk, and she said, oh no. Well, the husband, the scholar, felt, he sensed somebody was behind the door, so he said to his wife, go and look, who is behind the door? He was too afraid to go, and so his wife woke up, his wife got up, yeah, and went to the door, and she looked through the crack, she looked through the narrow opening, and she saw the woman, young woman. And so she came back to him and said, the young woman is behind the door. And he said, well, we are protected because there is a fly whisk that I borrowed from the priest. Yes, the woman saw the fly whisk, young woman saw the fly whisk, and she was angry. She said, I almost got his heart tonight, but now there is a fly whisk above the door. I cannot go in. I cannot kill him. I cannot get his heart. Ugh. The young woman was very angry. This is not a young woman, this is a devil. Devil is very angry. He I think, ground his teeth. Okay, you grind coffee beans, grind, yeah, so the devil grind is ground, I think. So he ground his teeth, and he said, I cannot get the heart, and he was very frustrated. And the woman went back. But then 1 hour later, she came back, and she said, I'm not worry. I'm not afraid of the fly whisk, he said. She said, or he said. And this young woman, the devil, reached to the fly whisk, picked it up, and broke it into 2 pieces. And then she could open the door. She opened the door. She went to the bed. And what she did was, the man sleeping, yeah? And then she came here, and the young woman, she ripped open, tore open, broke it, ripped open his clothes, and then the devil, or the woman, young woman, ripped open his body and took out his heart and ran away. Now, his wife came here, and he saw his husband. She saw her husband, and then the heart is gone, and he is all mangled, cut open, and cut everywhere. His body was mangled. His body was mangled, and he was bloody, blood all over, blood all over. His chest was bloody and mangled. Okay. His wife didn't know what to do. She was very, very sad because her husband died. Well, he's dead. The next day, she talked to her brother. She talked to her brother. Yeah, she's not happy. Shouldn't be happy. Brother. And she said to her brother, please go find the priest. We have to tell him that his fly whisk is broken. And maybe he can help us somehow. And so she asked him to go and look for the priest. Now, he went to the temple, and then brother found the priest. So the brother said to the priest, Sir, the fly whisk you let my brother-in-law have last night is broken. He said, I'm so sorry. The demon came and killed my brother last night, took his heart with him. And he said, could you please help us? The Buddhist priest was very angry. He said, I must punish that demon, he said. And see, the Buddhist priests sometimes are very powerful people. They have some magic power, And so he looked and looked. He looked to the north, he looked to the south, he looked to the east, and he looked to the west. And he said, I know where the devil is. He said, the devil is in your house. They came to your house. The younger brother said, what? The priest said, did somebody come to your house this morning? He said, oh yes, an old woman came and she wanted to work. She wanted to be a houseworker, a housemaid in our household. And so we hired her, he said. And then the priest said, that's the devil. Let's go and punish her. And so the younger brother and the priest and the wife went to the brother's house. The brother's house. Now, when they came, 3 people came, okay, three people came to the brother's house. There was a woman in the yard. And she was using a broom to clean the yard. She was cleaning. She was sweep. Yeah, she was sweeping the leaves in the yard. Okay, this was the devil. So the priest came and he said to the woman, "Vile demon," he said. Vile means bad, foul, mean, evil. Vile demon, okay? Bad demon. Give me my fly whisk back, he said. Give me back my whisk. The woman turned around and she was afraid because she saw the priest. Okay, bad and good, evil and good. Okay, so devil and God. So the devil was afraid in front of the priest, and so she began to shake, and she was going to escape, but the priest took out his sword. Priest took out his sword and whack, cut her head off. Dum! Chopped her head off. And then the old woman, fell down, dum, and it made a noise because she was not very heavy, but when somebody falls down all at once, dum, she fell down with a thud. Means it made a noise. Dum, okay? She fell down with a thud. And after, when she fell down, because her head is cut off, the skin was ripped apart, and so inside her old woman's skin came out the skin was ripped and it began to go. The skin was getting. I don't know. Inside the skin was began to show, and it was green. Green stuff was inside because it's really a green monster. And so when this woman was dead, the green stuff came out, and from the body came out a smoke. Smoke came out. Okay. And so what the priest did was he took out a bottle. There was a bottle which looked like this. He took out a bottle, okay, and what he did was he sucked the smoke into the bottle, okay, like a vacuum cleaner. So the smoke came into the bottle. Okay. And when all the smoke was inside the bottle, the priest put the stopper into the bottle, cap stopper, okay, like a cap, so the smoke will not go outside. It was inside the bottle. So the devil is gone. After the devil was gone, there was this human skin. And this human skin had a beautiful old woman's figures, what the human beings painting on the human skin. So the priest picked it up, and he shook it, and he rolled it up. Okay, rolled it up. Okay, and put it in his pocket. Now it's all done. And so the priest said to the wife and her brother, well, this is done. The devil is gone. And then they said, thank you. But the woman said to the priest, the wife said to the priest, she said, please help me, she said. I want my husband come back alive. Could you please help him come back alive? I want him back, she said to the priest. The priest said, I can't do that, he said. I have many skills, okay? I have, I can see far away. My eyes are good. And I have this, this magic power. I've got this sword, which is like a magic thing. And I've got lots of stuff. But my skill is limited. My skill. I have lots of different skills, but they are not perfect. It is limited. It's limited. I can't have the dead man come back alive. I can't do that. Sorry, he said. But this woman, she cried, and she said, oh, please, I want my husband come back alive. So the priest said, well, he said, I don't know if it will help, but there may be somebody who can help you. He said, in the marketplace, there is a man. He's a crazy man. He is a madman. Mad. He's a madman, means he's psychologically unhealthy. He is strange, very, very strange. He's a little bit crazy. He said, this madman, he is sometimes in the marketplace, and he is not very clean. He's dirty. He's filthy. He smells, and he's very dirty. And the reason why he's dirty is because he sleeps on a feces, cow poop. He sleeps on piles of cow poop. He sleeps on a dung heap. Okay, dung is, I guess, the feces, poop, and heap is the accumulation. Poop. Okay, so this man sleeps on a dung heap. He sleeps on a dung heap, and so he is dirty. And when he is not sleeping on the dung heap, he is dancing, and he's singing incomprehensible song. Incomprehensible means you don't understand what he's singing. He may be speaking in a foreign language, but he is singing in a incomprehensible song, and he is crazy. Maybe he can help you, but he said that the priest said, go and ask him to have him come back alive. If he tells you to do something, do it. When he says something and it hurts your feelings, don't get angry. Don't disagree with him. Just do what he says. And then maybe this guy can help you and your husband may come back alive, the priest said. So The woman said, okay, and we'll go look for the crazy man. Well, the wife's brother knew about this crazy man. The wife's brother said, I have seen him before in the marketplace. Let's go find him. And so the woman said thank you to the priest, and they left. Yeah? Now, sure enough, two people came to the marketplace. And here, yes, there was a man who was singing and dancing in the marketplace. There was a crazy man. So his wife came, and she knelt on her knees. She knelt, and she said to the man, please, I would like you to help me. And then this man said, do you fall in love with me? He said. The woman said, oh my gosh. Her face became very red. And then he said, what do you want? So the woman said, my husband is dead. I want you to help me to bring him back to alive. Okay? And then the man said, this crazy man said, there are many, many men in the world. Why do you want the dead man to come back alive? He asked. And then she said, but I love my husband. I want my husband to come back alive. Well, then what he did was this man, bang, hit the woman. The woman fell down. And then the crazy man, laughed. And he began to dance and sing a song, incomprehensible song, loudly. Many, many people came to see what was going on. People came and see what was going on. The woman sat up again, and she said, oh, please help me. I want my husband to come back alive. Now, this man was a very, very ugly man. Okay? This man was a very, very ugly man. He had this big nose. And from his nose, there were nose water, okay? Snot was coming down. Two strands of snots were coming out from his nostrils, from his nose. He said he took his the snots. He took his snots and he spat. Spat is a saliva, the water in your mouth. He spat onto his snot. He mixed it together, and he thrusted his hand to his Thrust means suddenly push. Okay, he had his snot and his spittle, those spit together, mixed together, and he thrusted it to the woman, and he said, "Eat it, eat it." The woman looked at it. Ugh. She didn't want to eat it, but she remembered what the priest had said, and so she took it and she ate it. And then the man laughed and went away. Okay? She was very, very humiliated. She she was ashamed. She felt bad. And the man left. Nothing happened. She just ate the spittle. And so she came back. She came back. Her husband is dead. And it's opened up. The heart is gone. He's dead. The woman came home and she was going to take care of the dead body, corpse, dead body. She had to bury him tomorrow. So she was taking care of him. Then suddenly something in her gullet. Okay, this is mouth, and here is the stomach and intestine. Yeah, this is stomach. This right here is gullet. In the gullet, she felt something. There was this little nut. There was this little nut, small, hard thing. There was a little lump inside the gullet, and it was coming up. It was coming up, and she didn't know what it was, but she had to throw up. Throw up, vomit. She had to throw up. So she threw up. And when she threw up, it was a human heart. It was a human heart. She thought, what is this? And this human heart just dropped to the place where he should have the heart. It just boom went to his heart, the place where heart was, and it began to move, and then it began to it gave the steam vapor, like a the warm vapor, like a fog, smoke was coming out from the heart. She thought, wow. And so she quickly closed the skins together, and she put the cloth around it. She tied the the body together, and she put the cloth around it, so the area where it was ripped would put together. She put this together, the skins together, and then she put the rope, fabric around it. Okay. And she bound the wound. And then after that, she put the warm blanket on him, and she waited. And soon, strangely, his body became warm. And that night, he began to breathe. He began to breathe. And the next day, he came back alive. He opened his eyes and he came back alive. And soon, after a week or so, he was fine. He was just fine. He was just fine, and he didn't remember what happened. He said, well, I see some pain a little. I feel some pain here, but I don't remember what happened. She said, do you remember a young woman? He says, no, I don't remember anything. So he didn't remember anything. But he didn't remember anything that she had to eat the spittle. She had to eat the snot, the mixture of snot and the spit. He didn't remember anything about the young woman. He didn't remember anything. But, clearly, he may not remember, but clearly a demon, the woman was a demon. He considered a demon, he considered demon a beauty, okay? He thought the demon was a beauty. He was confused. He thought priest's warning, true warning, was fake. See, warning. Priest warned him, are you okay? But he thought that was a fake. This man loved beauty and chased after it. He should really say thank you to his wife. He should really repay his wife for her sacrifice, but he doesn't remember it, and so he might do it again. If he doesn't remember it, he might do it again. He might have been confused, but the foolish people may never learn. The end.